What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well. And we've got some linebackers to talk about today. We've got linebacker duty for the next 2 days on this channel. And there's quite a bit to uncover, quite a bit to talk about, quite a bit to get into regarding this position. Even though I understand that, number one, it's not a great class. Number two, the Seahawks have taken care of themselves pretty well at that spot. They gave Ernest Jones a very nice, very reasonable 3-year deal, and they have Tyrese Knight with 3 years left on his rookie contract. They need depth. I think they do need another backup. I think they need somebody who maybe has some special teams acumen, but I understand that overall linebacker is not the most compelling position for the Seahawks or really any team right now because it's not the best class. But we still got to talk about the guys that are available. This is our final position. We're going to take it home strong, and the Seahawks may surprise you. They may say, hey, we want a blue chipper here. And spoilers, there's one blue chipper in this draft, or anything even approaching a blue chipper. We'll get to him very shortly here. Actually, you can already see his name on screen. But real quick, want to let everybody know that I'm going to be doing a show with Brandon of the Hawk's Nest in a few hours here. Starts at noon. We're going to be doing cornerbacks today. And remember, we have 3 shows this week. Today's cornerback, and I believe tomorrow is linebacker, and then Thursday is safety. So keep that in mind. We're going to be starting at noon today and tomorrow, and then Thursday we're going to start at 11 a.m. So if you want to hear our discussions about those positions in this upcoming draft, tune in. Probably going to be slightly shorter shows because, quite frankly, these positional groups aren't super thick. Well, cornerback is. Cornerback will probably be actually pretty lengthy today, but linebacker and safety probably going to be a little bit shorter show, so tune in now or forever hold your peace, and hope to see you there. Okay, so linebacker, we're going to start with the one really standout linebacker in this class. And before anybody asks, I'm not talking about Jalen Walker or Abdul Carter in this video. I already talked about those guys in the edge rusher videos. If you want to hear my thoughts on guys like Abdul Carter and Jalen Walker, go watch the edge rusher videos that I did, and I discussed them. But for this video, I'm keeping it to the guys that are considered to be more pure off-ball linebackers. Okay, so we're going to lead off here with the one guy that people think has real star potential, Jihaad Campbell. Alabama Crimson Tide, 21 years old when the season starts. He is typically sized. He is well sized for the modern NFL. Most linebackers are a little bit smaller these days. So remember, 235 historically is a little light, but by modern standards, it's not. Decent arm length, 32 1/8, big hands. The little bit of testing he did was fantastic. 4.5, 240, 153, 10-yard split. He's a very special talent. Big broad, so he's got some explosion. Every major big board has him somewhere between 10 and 17, which is kind of funny because on the aggregate, when I took this data, he was 18th. So that tells you the smaller big boards, the more niche ones, are dragging him down just a little bit. But regardless, this is a pretty much money in the bank first round pick, and I think he's money in the bank in the top 20. He will, very good chance he's gone by the time the Seahawks pick. Coming off a great year at Alabama last year, 117 tackles, 12 for loss, 5 sacks. So a ton of stuff happening in the backfield, a pick, 2 passes deflected, and a forced fumble, 81.6 PFF grade, which obviously all that's good. And remember, he's on the Alabama defense. He's not the only good player on a team full of guys that just stand there and watch him get all the tackles. He's got other pretty good players on that team. So keep that in mind when you're evaluating Campbell. Previous year he was pretty good too, but he didn't have as big of a role. He didn't have as big of a opportunity. So keep that in mind as well. And the story with Campbell is pretty darn simple. He's a great athlete. He is a fantastic athlete. His combination of workable size, like good size, totally fine size for the modern NFL, and athleticism is big time. He can cover ground like nobody's business. back and forth, all over the place, constantly making a big impact on plays, even when he should be out of it, because he's just such a good athlete. He can make mistakes and make up for it in a snap. He can instantly make up for any mistakes that he makes. Very good in zone coverage. His ability to drop into zone and then close on the play when it happens in his area is fantastic. He's going to be a good zone cover linebacker. Very dangerous as a blitzer. His athleticism allows him to sneak past linemen, and his speed allows him to close to the quarterback. And as a tackler, he is fundamentally sound. I think that he wraps up well. I think he plays with good tackle discipline. I don't think he's going for big hits. I don't think he's overrunning a lot of plays or anything like that necessarily. I think he's a good tackler. So, in terms of the potential, this guy is absolutely off the charts. The issues are mostly just to do with his mindset, with his mentality, with the mental portion of his game. He doesn't play as physically as you might like at times. I think he sometimes looks a little bit finesse. He's not willing to take on blockers in the hole. He's not willing to take on contact the way you would like. He struggles when trying to take on blockers. Just in general, I think that's not a very developed part of his game. His instincts and recognition aren't really developed yet. That is the thing that is holding him back. Now, if you've been watching the recent videos, that evaluation may sound somewhat similar to the evaluation we had on Nicomanwari. To me, the difference is that Nicomanwari has been accused of taking plays off. There is a reputation he has for not being somebody who gives maximum effort at all times. I don't hear any of that with Campbell. So when you ask me, do I think Campbell will Campbell improve as a player in the coming years? The answer is yes, almost certainly. I think he will realize most, if not all, of his potential. I'm less sure about Nicomanwari. So that is the difference there. The fact that Campbell is as good a player as he is, when he really doesn't have a good handle on the cerebral elements of the position, he doesn't have a great understanding of how to play the linebacker position on a technical level. The fact that he's already this good is terrifying. This should terrify all the 31 teams that don't get him and thrill the one that does. I think that Campbell's going to figure it out. I'm not saying Nicomanwari won't, but I think Campbell is a very good bet to figure this out. So I put him at the back end of my top 10. I think he's a top 10 player in this draft. Even though the Seahawks are good at the linebacker position for the moment, and probably for the next minimum 2 years, I think getting Jihaad Campbell would be a great thing to do. I think getting Jihaad Campbell would be good enough to where I would not mind the redundancy. Okay, we got two more guys. These are really actually the 3 top 100 linebackers in this draft are going to be in this video. And then every other video we do is going to be about guys that are more day 3. So this next guy is our only second rounder, Carson Schwesinger of UCLA. Kind of a late riser, kind of came out of nowhere as the season went on. 22 tackles. 22 years old. I am suffering from brain rot from doing all these videos, I'll tell you what. Good size, 242. Arm length is okay, 31 and 5/8. Big explosion in his hips from his almost 40-inch vert. So that's good, but that's the only testing he did other than his bench press, which was whatever. Aggregate puts him in the late second. Had a big year last year. It's the only big year he's had. 136 tackles, 9 for loss, 4 sacks, 2 picks, 80.6 PFF grade. So that's it, but it was a good year. He is a weapon against the run. He is really good just in general playing the run. His ability to read and diagnose, read and diagnose run plays and then keep up with the play is pretty extraordinary. Real weapon in that regard. Very cerebral and smart in how he deals with run defense stuff. Really good at not biting too hard on fakes. Really good at kind of flowing to the play. He's explosive and sharp enough to excel in zone. I think his ability to read coverage, read routes, and read where the ball is going is going to allow him to be good in zone. He's a great tackler. Very rarely does he miss a tackle. Solid form tackler. He's got good change of direction skills as well. His ability to keep up through, say, a route when he's trying to play when he's trying to play against a more elusive running back. He doesn't fall for eye candy. So I think he's going to be a great weapon against the run. Now, he doesn't really have great speed, so while he will mostly get away with that, there are going to be some running backs that can beat him to the outside. There are going to be some situations where he just looks a little slow compared to other linebackers out there. I don't know if I trust him in man coverage because of that, which is too bad because I think his change of direction skills are good. I don't know if his speed will allow him to be good in man coverage. Less effective when trying to take on contact. When he tries to actually get his hands dirty and put a hat on a blocker, his ability to take on the blocker effectively or even shed it is limited, and he only has the 1 year of real production. So, little bit of a lower ceiling here. I mean, the speed is an issue. I don't think he has the speed to be a future star, but there's enough here. There's clearly enough here. This guy can be great against the run, even with his lackluster speed. This guy can be great in zone. I think he's a pretty decent blitzer as well. He's going to give you stuff on all 3 downs. So I think the second round grade that most people put on him is about appropriate. I'd spend a second round pick on him if I needed a linebacker. I don't know if the Seahawks would do this. I don't think we need it. But objectively speaking, if I needed a linebacker and I had a pick in that even maybe middle to late second round, Schwesinger would not be a bad use of that pick. Okay, one more guy for this video. And again, I told you we would get to the bottom quick. This is our only projected third round linebacker as of me taking this data. Demetrius Knight. Demetrius Knight of the Gamecocks, South Carolina. 25 years old when the season starts, so right away you're probably put off by that a little bit. These older players, there's always a little bit less appeal. He's well-sized. He's got good size. He's got good arm length. His testing numbers were mixed, somewhere in the middle overall. Like, he's got good speed and quickness, not a lot of explosiveness, change of directions about average, so not a great athlete, but not a bad one. Big board, again, early to middle third round. Couple years of production the last 2 years. They've been good. He's made a decent chunk of plays in the backfield, not huge. Made some plays in coverage, not a ton. Good PFF grades the last couple years, 180 total tackles or so. So he's been certainly useful for that, South Carolina defense. The thing that stands out about Knight and the thing that makes me like him is that he's really good at taking on contact and taking on blockers, and not for one, just not getting beat down. He has good contact balance through contact, and he can work through the blocker as well. He can take on contact and keep going towards the play. He can move through the blockers, around the blockers. He's good at that kind of stuff. That's not a skill you see all that often, because linebackers in the modern day have gotten more about speed and quickness and keep me clean so I can go make the play. He covers a lot of ground. He's rangy. He's all over the place trying to make plays. He's a good firm tackler. He has good pop in his tackle, but he also doesn't let people slip away. Makes good reads in zone coverage as well. Should be good in zone. And he's a cerebral linebacker as well. He's good at reading and diagnosing where the play is going and pursuing it. Now, his movement skills overall aren't great, like his ability to change direction, move reactively, move to chase like an elusive ball carrier. That stuff isn't great. He is a little bit more of a linear athlete at times, in some areas at least. Not really a threat to blitz all that much, doesn't really bring a lot there. There's a little bit of production, but not a lot. He's not going to be able to do man coverage stuff very much. Like, if he tries to pick up a running back on a wheel route, that's going to be really bad. Closing speed isn't enough to wrangle the elusive ball carriers. He doesn't have that last-second burst to bring a guy down. So, there are some limitations here. The thing that makes him stand out to me as a top 100 guy is that ability to take on blockers and work through contact. That's not something you see with a lot of these guys. So, I think third round's about right. I think there are too many limitations for me to say that he should be higher than he currently is, but I think where he is on the aggregate when I took this data is about right. And that's it for your top 100. We just literally wrapped up the top 100 linebackers in this draft. So the next several videos will be about the day 3 guys. Stream in less than 3 hours now on my channel and Brandon's channel, so check it out. We're going to be talking about corners. See you guys soon. Go Hawks, and everybody have a great day.